Shalom. We want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Wa Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, for giving us elders and for giving us back this truth. We give double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, okay, that have been enduring and laboring and doing this work for years. The time that some brothers have been on this planet Earth, they've been doing the work. That's why we give them double honors for the things that they've done. Okay? And much love to the elect brethren on the four corners of the planet Earth that's been set up through faith. We're almost home, man. These prophecies, they are coming to pass. They've been coming to pass, but if you watch them and you keep with them, exactly how the Lord said it is how it's happening, man. That's how you know this book was not written. It was written by men, but the Most High had his hands in it. It can say if it's of men, it cannot stand, but if it's of the Most High, it's going to come to pass, man. So that's how we know this is true, and that's how we know that the things we've been learning from the men that was set up is true, man. That's why we have to keep faith, not hold. You have to keep and hold on to it, man. And caress it, man. All right, so let's jump into this news story. The Spirit just jumped on me to do this lesson. It's called "Weak Say I Am Strong." All right, because right now we have this development of this prophecy that's coming to pass with these bricks, man. And the elders have been telling us and giving us the information to go into it, but the bricks are raising up, man. They're since 2000, the end of last year, actually the beginning of last year, the past couple years, these brick nations have been rising, and the rhetoric has been upping, man. They've been talking more and more, how you say, aggressive, and saying, look, we're trying to get away from this dollar, drop the dollar. Okay, so this prophecy is coming to fullness, man. Okay, so I'm gonna play this and I'm gonna go into this as much as I can.
Indian presidents are meeting. The Russian and Indian presidents are meeting right here in Moscow to try and prove that power really is shifting to other parts of the world. A bit earlier in the program here on RT, I discussed it with Irina Golushka.
We're talking about a possibility of moving away from the so-called old world order. Enough of the Cold War rhetoric, are saying a lot of political analysts out there, and as well as leaders of the BRICS countries. What are these countries? Well, let's look at the letters. They're essentially standing for Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, and these countries are covering more than 1/4 of the planet's land coverage, and people living in these countries comprise almost half.
But there's roughly about 102 nations that are in the BRICS. Okay, so you can just stem them around here and there. But there's way more people than this. These is just initial. Okay, and it's a lot of the countries that were, the places that were into, how you say, farming and agriculture. Now they're switching into war. I'm going to read that here in a second.
Of the world's population, it's 44.5%. So definitely countries and people to be contended with and to listen to. So the members of these countries came together and said, hey, finally, it's about time we stepped away from the hegemony of the United States and the old Europe. They have already decided that they should be doing business in local currencies.
As most people know, many certainly, that India is a surging economy in the world, one of the biggest importers of oil, just showing the effect of that economy. But when it comes to today's meeting, though, can you give us a broader scope? What's India's role here?
India's role should not be underestimated. In fact, just recently there has been a report by Transparency International which said that out of all BRICS countries, as a matter of fact, India has placed at the top as the most open country when it comes to corruption and actually business dealings. So that is one thing to keep in mind. Another thing to keep in mind is China, which is also India's neighbor, who has just essentially issued a very large statement when it comes to de-Americanization of the world. Essentially, what Beijing is saying is that the dollar isn't helping the economy. The currency, in fact, is dragging the world economy down, and it's time to step away from it and look for other options.
As the ministers get together here in Moscow, those from India and, of course, with their Russian counterparts.
All right, let me get this. This is the book of Joel 3 and verse 10. And it says, this is Joel 3 and 10. We'll start at 9. It says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war. So what's happening now? The Lord is preparing war. okay? And as we go in, as you can see how it's working, the United States dollar is what's fueling its own war. It's that trap, man. Because through the dollar's conquering of the world, now it's already put itself on the flip side to fall. Everything that goes up must come down, man. So it's going up and it established itself, but now these other nations are rising up and saying we want a different way. And it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Okay? And India at one time was a weak nation. Okay? India at one time was a weak nation, and even Russia at one time was a weak nation. Let me pull this up real quick. Let me read this to you. This is an article I just pulled up on my cell phone. It says, the title says, Agriculture in India. It says, major crops in various regions of India. Agriculture has a significant role in socio-economy fabric of India. Here, Sheikh farmers are deploying a tractor and cane crusher to distribute free cane juice in the Indian festival. Several festivals relate to agriculture in India. Holi, the festival of colors, in celebration across North India as the coming of spring. It is celebrated with bonfires, meeting friends, and singing, playful painting each other with colors. Farming in rural India. Most farms in India are small plots such as this image. And it shows images. It says, the written history of agriculture in India dates back to the Vidya, written about 1100 BC. Today, India ranks second worldwide in farming, outputting agriculture and allied sectors like forestry, fisheries accounted for 13% of the GDP, gross domestic product, in 2013, but 50% of the total workforce. The economic contributes to agriculture in India's GDP is steady declining with the country's broad basis economic growth. Still, agriculture is dramatically the broadcast economic sector. You see that? So at one time, India was a mass producer, but you just heard here it says about 50% of the economic contribution of agriculture in India's GDP is steadily declining with country's broad-based economic growth. See, they're saying that they're strong now. Because what are they doing? They're going into military. They're going into different deals, war deals. They're going into different, different ways that are stemming away from agriculture. So they're pounding that pruning hook into a sword. Let's read it. This is Joel 3 in verse 9 or verse 10. It says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, come ye all. It says, assemble yourselves and come all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about thither. Cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. You see that? So that's showing you that at one time India itself was a major producer in different things of agriculture, but now with their growth and their so-called increase, they're going into trying to establish themselves as a warlike place, man. Because what are they doing now? Now America's the one trying to ship food with their GMOs. They're pushing across the world, man. That's why Russia said no GMOs. At one time, these places were producing that. India, China, different places were producing rice. Now they're the ones that are shipping in because they're not doing it no more. They're not how you say figuring it in. They're outsourcing for their food instead of doing it in-house, man.
About here in the capital, economics being discussed, but of course politicking as well.
Absolutely, we cannot get around that, of course. And if you look at the map, you look at India, and then you see other countries next to it, and we're talking about Afghanistan and Pakistan. So obviously, the two issues which are on the table is fighting terrorism and, of course, battling drug trafficking. That is something that Moscow and New Delhi will put their heads together on and hopefully come up with a few solutions in that.
All right, this is the book of Habakkuk, or Shalaki. This is the book of Habakkuk 2. This is the book of Habakkuk 2, and we'll start at verse 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie." And it's speaking now. That's why these guys, they're not concentrating. They don't know what time it is, man. They don't know the time they were at. If they knew the time, they would know that the prophecies are speaking, and they'd be concentrated. But they don't know that they're part of the prophecies too. They're coming to pass to fill the scoffer role, man. And it says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, but it will surely come, it will not tarry. Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not right within is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith. Yea, also because they transgress by wine." It says, yea, also because he transgressed by wine. What's that wine? It's that doctrine, that philosophy, man. Okay, those things that the U.S. Babylon pushes through the four corners of the planet Earth. It says, "He is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as deaf, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto himself, but gathereth unto him all nations." That's why you have the EU. What is that? A gathering of nations, man. Okay? And what do you call America? The great melting pot. It says, "As hell and as the death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. Shall not all these take up a parable against him, a taunting proverb against him, and say, Woe unto him that increases that which is not his? How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay." That's why they're saying we need to get away from this dollar, because that dollar is that debt, abatya. Okay, so that debt is the one that's helping motivate this separation, man. Okay, so they're saying, look, we need a new way. We need a brand new way, and it's not going to include you being in power, speaking to Babylon or Esau. All right, and this is the book of Isaiah 10 and 3. And it says, this is Isaiah 10 and verse 13, Salakia. And it says, for he saith, "By the strength of my hand I have done it, and by by wisdom, for I am prudent, and have removed the bounds of the people, and have robbed their treasures, and have put down the inhabitants like a valiant man. And my hand have found," it says, "in my hand have found as a nest the riches of the people, and as one gathereth eggs that are left, have I gathered all the earth, and there was none that moved a wing, or opened their mouth, or peeped." But now they're opening their mouth through the power of the Most High. He's the one that's stirring these nations. Just like we've been in captivity throughout history, the Most High raises up other nations to take down other nations. Or he'll raise up other nations to take down us, man. So it's nothing different. So the Lord is doing his work, man. He's doing his work like he's done. Our Father is working, man. He's more than alive, man. Okay, it ain't the word for it. He's thriving, man. The Most High is elevating himself and magnifying his name, man. And it's a blessing that he uses us to be able to be a part of that, man. Okay? And it can't be a pride thing, because we're dealing with a power, man. A power that is working, man. Okay? So with that, I'm going to give all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Much love to the true elect brethren on the four corners of the planet Earth that's set up through faith to help seal the elect that the Lord brings in, man. It's a beautiful time we're living in. Like always, keep faith. We're almost home. Shalom.